Namaskar. Welcome to Lunar Astro. So today's topic, what we're going to discuss is about Saturn. We're going to discuss about Saturn and various houses, as well as today what we're going to deep dive in is about the Dashans chart. So I'll start with the very basic techniques of Saturn. Wherever Saturn is in your chart, open your use any app, make it in your phone or laptop. Say where Saturn is placed. If your Saturn is in first house, it is related to industries, machines, industrial environment, labor kind of work. This can be your profession. But again, this is possibility because we are just at the Rashi chart. So what Rashi chart shows us is a very big span of the zodiac. When we'll go in detail, we'll get more specific. And then we'll look into examples. Because since I'm doing the retrograde series and I was doing preparing my notes for the D10 and the retrograde charts. How does different retrograde planets give you results in D9 and D10? But before even I go and make you understand about the D10 retrograde planets, I think it is necessary that you should understand how does actually D10 works. What are the basic principles of the D10 which you should remember? Then it will be more easier for me to explain the retrograde planets in the D10 chart. So that is why I'm starting this. This is like the detour within the retrograde planets, but learn this, it will help you out. So Saturn in Lagna, industrial, because this is a Saturn Mars combination happening. But let's suppose there's a sign of Cancer here. So motorboats will be there. You see how I'm mixing, water is there or construction will be there. Because Cancer is a sign of home environment. Saturn is construction. Mars goes in machinery for construction. So this is a combination for someone who has a JCB machines. This is how you need to mix on every level. So whenever I will tell you a prediction or teach you something, please keep your brain open and apply 2 or 3 layers of it so that we can move to D10 chart. So Saturn and Lagna, machines, bodybuilding, something, maybe working in gym, building machines. The machines has to come in whenever Saturn goes in Lagna. Like I remember Saturn in Libra because Saturn in Lagna in Libra. Now this is a chart of someone who deals with trucks, who is a owner of several trucks. Now it's a exalted position of Saturn, so that's why the person is sitting at one place. But again, it's in first house, so the person is dealing in trucks. This is how the prediction is going to be. Also, there's one book it is written by one of the astrologers named S.K. Mehta. It is also available on script. If it's out of print, you can search on the script as well. The name of the book is New Dimensions in Hindu Astrology. There's written a dictum: whenever Saturn is in Lagna exalted, the native will never be able to complete its education. I've seen this dictum working most of the times, but sometimes there is an exception. An exception is whenever Sun will set with Saturn, or Sun is in at the lower degree with the Saturn anywhere in the chart, at that point of time, the person do complete its degree. This is where it actually fails. So whenever any book, I mean, you can download that book that has a lot of such other dictums. All the 3 books are on script. Last time also I mentioned a book of the chanting the Rahus to get rid of the Rahu Mahadasha. The script link within the description section. Please read it. It's there only. Now, whenever any dictum you will read, it will always be half dictum because there are so many possibilities which are happening within the chart. That is as a human, nobody can explain you this. But learn to add different joints, different parameters of it. The seventh house is always driving. Libra is driving. You see, people who have afflicted Libra, their driving capabilities are always questionable. Seventh lord and 10th lord combined, the person will do something related to driving because now it's profession. I mean, if you see the chart of Michael Schumacher, if you see the chart of anyone Any sportsman who is into driving from bicycle till racing car, you'll find 7th and 10th lord combined with either the combination of 11th or 2nd, because now they are making money with it. They have, it's become their profession and the money is flowing in, and it is a Raj Yog which is happening. Either it is happening in second house, it is happening in 11th house. This is how you see. I mean, a normal driver will have a 7th and 10th lord combination in 6th house. So he's working, is getting the job paid. It's a normal salary. There's no exalted, debilitated plant over there. Any simple combination can give you money. The condition is it has to be with 17th lord, 11th lord, and they both have to be powerful. Like if this combination is happening in second house and one of them gets exalted, of course it's going to give you money. In 11th house, it is great Dhani Yog, Raj Yog. Whenever 8th house gets combined with 11th house, along with 10th, or along with Saturn, like Sun, Saturn, Mercury, this is a chart I shared as well. Now, 8th house is bribe as well, 8th house is unearned income as well. So, this is a chart of someone who works as a government official. Unearned income, bribes, clearly seen in the chart, 11th house. Dhan Yoga is there, but coming from the 8th house. 8th house is also occult. So for astrologers, you will see tantrics, you will see people who are earning from occult, you will see 8th house is very prominent. 8th and 2nd connection is there. 8th and 11th connection is there. Either 8th lord is going in 11th Navanch or 2nd Navanch. This is how it will be. Second house. Saturn in second house, either the family business. Saturn in second house, either the person will go in finance. It can be also in the family, people who sell crockeries. I've seen one of the person who sell crockery in the crockery business. Saturn in second house. Anything to do with food related items, finance. Now there are different plants for finance, there are different plants for food. Moon is for food, Venus is for finance, Jupiter is for banks. So if it's a Jupiterian sign, Saturn is going in, that has to be finance, banking related system. Shukra over there can be food, clothes, family businesses. It can also be the regeneration of money. But Saturn in second house, all the significations related to second house, use the sign, use the house is second, and use the plants associated with it. Let's suppose Saturn is sitting in second house and the second lord goes in sixth. Then the business is related to medicines. Second lord, Saturn in second house, and second lord goes in fifth house. Now the business is related to teaching. In Indira Gandhi's chart, if you see, there is a 10th lord, Mars, going in second house, second lord goes in fifth house. And that is also associated with Saturn over there, Sun, Saturn, fifth house. In Indira Gandhi's chart, Saturn is in Lagna, if you see, but it's a sign of Cancer. And this is a house which means Saturn and Moon. Now, Indira Gandhi has not dealt with machines at all. But you see, her career was constantly, all the slogans given in her time period was related to common man, because now it becomes a Saturn Moon combination. And it's a Saturn Moon combination in 1/7 axis. In PM Nehru's chart, Saturn is in second house, second lord in fifth house, Sun. Now Saturn Sun combination happening in second house and Sun Scorpio gave him the position, but again created the family life problems. Saturn in second house in Leo. So it does not matter. And see, again, Saturn has nothing to do with the crockery in PM Nehru's chart, but Saturn in Leo. So Saturn in Leo, what it does is it is a combination to raise voices against the government. So it was the freedom movement for him. These people, if you have Saturn in Leo, Saturn fifth house, you have to raise voices against the system. This is the one goal, one karma assigned by Saturn to you. So do not take these literal meanings. There will be charts where you see the dictum is not working. But this is how your brain should work in. When it's in Leo, it will not be related to food, it will be related to power. And again, Sun in the house of Sun, the Rashi of Sun, Saturn creates revolt. That's why Saturn Sun combination. And this is, that patience, persistence, power actually gave them The fruit of hard work will be delivered later on. They have to sacrifice a lot. I mean, say Saturn is Jupiter is very balanced for in terms of in planet, in terms of the energy of the planet. This is a happy planet. Now Saturn is very philosophical in nature because Saturn is about pressure. Other day I also wrote, that when the Saturn moves moving to Aquarius, people will now move to a no nonsense mode because Saturn and Aquarius do not. It's like the blasting away, and that's why the Saturn becomes the Rahu. Aquarius belongs to Saturn and Rahu both. Capricorn is like pressure, but in Saturn the pressure blows away. This is what actually happens when the Saturn is going to move to Aquarius, and that is why you see there are people on the verge of breaking out, on the verge of blasting out. This is the what the Aquarius is doing to Saturn. When Saturn is in third house, it belongs to writers. Saturn in third house also belongs to sportsmen. Saturn in third house also belongs to people who are very good in reporting or very good in writing, sorting out things. But again, if Mercury is anywhere reflected or third lord goes in debilitated position, eighth house, it creates nervousness in these people. It creates nerve issues because Saturn is a karka for negative thought process. And the best remedies of Saturn I've always find is please keep on working. Do hard work. I mean, sweat out. Like for example, if it's Saturn in third house, please every day write a journal. Plan your day, what I'm going to do every day. Saturn in second house, please be very focused on what you're going to eat throughout the day. Be disciplined in the eating. It's about, I mean, Saturn has a very simple rule. Be get disciplined or otherwise you will have to face the pain. So Saturn in third house, you have to sort out your mental thoughts by writing out things, by writing out journal. That this is how I'm going to divide my day. Divide is a very wonderful term in third house because you see, keeping your books in order. Only Saturn third house can do it better way. And the moment you will start doing it, the moment you start spend some time on sorting out things instead of keep on working, this will give you relaxation to your mind and relax your Saturn. Saturn in fourth house, meeting people, going out in open. It's the public seva. Saturn fourth house. You will see all those builders, people who have fourth house Saturn, they go into the business of meeting. I mean, it's they have to sit. Lawyers have Saturn fourth house, doctors have Saturn fourth house, people who have to meet new people, help out people on day-to-day basis. This is the quality of good Saturn. If you are meeting people on everyday basis to just to give them pain, that's your bad Saturn. Saturn good is in fourth house is helping people out. When it is in Martian sign, it will be in construction. When it will be in water sign, it will be emotional healing. When it is in sign of Leo, it will be government dealings. So you add the significations to it. Saturn fifth house is about teaching. Saturn fifth is about helping out kids. Saturn fifth is about lecturing, counseling, taking position, and be at the bottom of it. I mean, because you see, Saturn is a karka for being the base of society. So Saturn, wherever it is sitting, first house, second house, third house, wherever it is. So third house reporting is like you will collect all the data, do all the hard work, sort out things for someone else and give it to make it for someone else as a base and say now you use it. Saturn fifth house, if you're going to work on chronic diseases, if it's in sign of Virgo, Scorpio, Virgo is not regular diseases, Scorpio is chronic diseases, the one which is incurable. So either you can accept that there are chronic diseases which exist, or you can say I'm going to work and make sure that people get cured of these chronic diseases. It becomes like the mental challenge. Now these people will make ground for someone else, and then someone else will come, sit, work on that. But this is your work to be the plinth, to be the base for someone else. Like for example, Saturn first house. Due to you, lot of people will get jobs. Due to you, lot of people will make their career. Lot of people will make their houses. See what is the sign over there, and that will be the very specific thing. Due to you, other people will get will be able to do in their life because of you. When Saturn is in second house, lot of people will earn because of you. Saturn in second house, lot of people will get freedom because of you. Saturn Leo, freedom, gain control because of you. Because Leo is a union leader. Saturn Leo. Saturn third house, because of you, lot of people will get information. They will be able to read. That's why Saturn third house has an obsession related to books, distributing books, telling people get the degrees done. Even after they when they are in job, they say let me get this degree, one degree more. So this is, you see, this is how deeply Saturn is connected to a karma. Saturn sixth house. Whenever Saturn will go in sixth house, these people will work for the very lower section of the society. Animals, people whom nobody actually cares about. But these are very passionate people, right? I mean, Saturn sixth house also makes teachers as well, principals as well. These Saturn sixth house also make wonderful counselors, people who console people in their bad times. They will help out each lot of people in their life. That's what Saturn sixth house is. Even when they do not get reward for it, they do it very selflessly. It's their habit. You tell them problem, solution comes out of them. That's what the Saturn sixth house is. They keep on continuously working. They're very hard. Saturn sixth house is a very hard working position for Saturn, because and be careful with the Saturn sixth house, because pain in legs, chronic problems, regular disease will be there. Visiting doctors, this will be there. But Saturn sixth house, the majorly the karma is to help out people. Saturn sixth house also makes sportsmen, I've seen, because sixth house is of competition. These people are excellent in competitive exams. Saturn, or even Saturn sixth house Cancer, these are people who actually love to play, go out and perform in front of a lot of people, show their skills to other people. Saturn sixth house. Saturn seventh is about presenters, being presentable to someone else. So radio host, uh, actors, people who are in limelight always. Saturn seventh is brilliant position for people who are risk analyzers, risk in assessments, people who are in dealing with mutual funds, and they are dealing in risky markets. So you have to balance things out. So this is what a Saturn 7 does, and it's a brilliant position for people who have to work with cool mind, where they cannot afford to lose temper. And that is why I say Saturn 7th makes brilliant drivers. They work in straight line, do not use gear, do not use a clutch, just go with constant speed. This is what the Saturn 7 is. It gives stability to the whole company. If you ever want stability in your business, find a person who can have Saturn 7000 Dashansh, and you will realize the person has brought stability in their career, in their company as well. If you see the chart of Dashansh chart of Adolf Hitler and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, it's almost same in terms of Lagan Lord in sixth, sixth Lord in Lagna. So they both have to face. I mean, the major karma is they both of them have to face wars in their life. Lagan Lord is in sixth, sixth Lord is in Lagna. But on the one hand, Jupiter has Mars aspecting to it, Mars retrograde with it, Sun, Shukra retrograde with Mars in Lagna, Sun aspecting it. More powerful chart. So he is in very different mode of bringing war to other people's home. While in Pandit Nehru's chart, there's no retrograde plant in the 1-6 axis, although there's a 1 and 6 happening. So that shows struggle throughout the life. That shows a lot of other troubles in his life. Saturn ninth house will always have this very different mentality towards the bosses. Either they are, I mean, if this Saturn is extremely cooled, then they will always have a very built base for the bosses. Will keep on doing everything for the boss. They will keep on running around to make sure that every one of their bosses has got their work done. But the moment it has affliction, it has the power of Mars, it has the power of Sun, that's the moment they will start revolting. These are the people who will be very open, very vocal about their bosses, their management, their company, their father. and they will keep on saying, and this can't be done, I can't accept this. And that's why Saturn in ninth, and anywhere now in ninth lord goes in eighth, ninth lord goes in 12th. Longevity of father, longevity of the bosses will get into trouble. Also, whenever you will hire these people, you will see the business will start declining. Saturn 10th house. So whenever Saturn goes in 10th house, it's a very stable position. But these people will do merely job, because see, Saturn 10th house is about surviving only. Saturn 10th house is about creating pressure. These people do not enjoy what they're doing. That's what the problem with Saturn 10th house is. Until unless 10th lord goes in a brilliant direct, 10th lord goes in 5th house, then it becomes a brilliant position, then they start enjoying about it, because 10th house is not about enjoyment. 10th house is karam yuga, and the karam is, these people are always on toes of getting things done. It is difficult to work with these people if you have attitude like Saturn 5th house or Saturn 3rd house, because these people are constantly like, get this done, get this done, why you're not doing this next, why you're not planning next. And you feel like, I mean, how somebody can work always on the edge, always on a toes. Let's do something else for some time. That's what Saturn 10th is. And I know, because I have friends who, I just got off a phone call from for the shipping department, and some people want jobs one by one after another. They can't wait till morning. Saturn 11th, independent work. But these people, I mean, these are the most fearless people I've ever seen. Saturn 11th. Planets in 11th house makes you fearless. They don't care about what will be the consequences. They take on risk. And they say, okay, let's try this. Let's just try. I mean, this is a brilliant position for inventors. 10th Lord in 11th house or Saturn 11th house. People who always find, always a new trick up their hat. The moment you think it's done, they will bring out another one. You can't be get bored with these people. Saturn 11th house. So Saturn 12th house, it's about playing from the background. Saturn 12th house, it's a brilliant position. I was writing a particular dictum, Saturn 12th house. So Saturn in 12th house gives wasteful expenditure, because see, 12th house is of expenses, and when Saturn goes there, it's a wasteful expenditure. Also, Saturn in 12th and any malefics expecting a diseased body. So this was about the Saturn 12th house. But about what about the profession? So see, Saturn 12th house, these people take on retirement early. These people, because of the health issues, because of the health issues, or maybe where the 12th lord is going. Let's suppose 12th lord is going in 7th house. So they will make enough money, or they will give everything to partner and say, I'm going to retire. They will have a retirement very early in their life, between 36 to 42, the natural age of Saturn. They will have the retirement. Any plant sitting in the 12th house is the karka for your retirement. Whenever this dasha will run, you will have to take break from your work. Whenever Mahadasha, Antardasha will come in, some sort of break in the work will happen. That's for sure. But when the karka of karma, Saturn goes in 12th house, they will have regular breaks in the profession. The career will not start as they're planning. This is what the 12th house is. So this is about the Saturn 12th houses. Now, once we move to the D10 chart, D10 chart is a bit different. Now, D10 chart, the lagna of D10 chart is your entire career. That shows, that is the most important house, the first house and 10th house of the D10 chart. Because any sign rising over there, let's suppose 6th, 8th, and 12th of your D1 rises here, or natural 6, 8, 12 rises there, Virgo, Scorpio, or Pisces rises there. That's the first indication you will have trouble in your career. Not a good sign, first of all. Secondly, the planets sitting in Lagna. Ketu sits in D10 Lagna. Regular breaks in career. Venus sits in this particular house. Brilliant career. It gives money. And especially when it's in Saturn signs, Venus, that gives you petrochemical business, perfumes business. Anything which is a very costly, because Capricorn, Saturn, Venus in it, chemical related business actually works. Plastic business works. But when there's a planet like Sun, there's a lot of ego issues there. It also shows government related work. It will not give you breaks in career. When it says a Mars there, see, whenever Saturn and Mars combines, and Mars give you work in industrial work, Saturn Mars combination. But Saturn Mars also shows person has a very low temperament. Saturn in Lagna or eighth house, that shows a very low temperament. The person, these people are on the edge in terms of temperament. They can't make you can't mess with these people. Once they decide to come after you, you can't be can't you have to take these people very seriously. So whenever Ketu sets in, Mars sets in, Jupiter sets in, D10 Lagna, these three planets. Now Jupiter is debilitated in natural 10th house, and this is a D10 chart. This is the 10th portion of the 10th house of the Rashi chart. Now what is happening over here is, in this Lagna, when the Jupiter comes in, this shows your work is related to either to teaching, either to dharma, and if you're not or the counseling, planning, strategy, if you're not related to it, and you started doing business related to something such as machinery, dealing with people, you started going into engineering mode, this is where you will start to struggle. So whenever the Lagna, the first thing is Lagna. So do one thing, but let us move to retrograde planet now. Let us come back. What happens when there is a retrograde planet over here? But what is even the Lagna of D10 charted? Lagna means the birth of something. So it's a birth of profession which is happening in the Dashansh chart. Any planet which is going to occupy the Lagna of a D10, this is that one thing which you're going to give birth in terms of your profession. This is what you will do continuously. This is what you will bring to table. Now, next class, what we're going to do is we're going to do it with examples, because without examples, it will not make sense. Now we have to do in a form of complete circuits, and we'll study the D10 chart, and we'll see how to read the D10 chart in complete. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye.